So let's start the presentation with a brief overview of what is Caldo. So Caldo basically is a group of 9 Canadian universities that have decided to create this structure, this consortium, to conduct activities in Latin America. So the universities that are part of Caldo have a joint purpose to make a very decisive action towards the Central and South American market for graduate students. They have identified that they would like to follow a particular strategy in that market, and they have come together under a group, and that's basically what Caldo is. Some characteristics of the Canadian education, for people that may not be very familiar, is that all of the universities that are part of Caldo are considered to be universities, the main universities in Canada, or at least some of them. All of the universities offer master and doctoral programs. All the universities have state-of-the-art laboratories in very different areas, and we will talk a bit more about each university in a few slides. All of our universities also have a very cultural background, from professors to students. When you're at Caldo University, you will interact with people from all over the world, which gives it a very unique sense of experience when you're in the campus of the university. And Canada being a bilingual country, you have the option of studying in English or in French, depending on the university. The Caldo universities are 9, and they are listed in this slide. So we have the University of Alberta and Calgary in the province of Alberta. We have Dalhousie University in the province of Nova Scotia. We have Université Laval in the province of Quebec, so the French-speaking province. So Université Laval is our it is the university where you find most programs in French. You have University of Ottawa of the country, so it's a bilingual university, meaning that it's the university for which you will find more programs in English and in French. Then you have Queen's University, Waterloo, and Western that are all located in Ontario, as Ottawa is also, and the University of Saskatchewan that is located in the province with the same name, so the province of Saskatchewan. We will go into further detail about our universities in just a few moments. But before that, I would just like to highlight some of the features of our universities. Mainly, why would you choose a Caldo University? So we have listed 5 major topics here that have to do with services that universities provide, or the quality and the relevance of the teaching that it's done at the universities. So the first thing that I would like to highlight is that since the Caldo universities are at the top of the ranks of Canadian universities, all of its programs are recognized worldwide. So if you get a certificate from one of our universities, you won't have any issues with having the certificate recognized anywhere in the world. Universities offer what it's called a comprehensive range of programs, meaning that almost all universities offer programs in the major areas of knowledge. So humanities, social sciences, exact sciences, engineerings, and also the more specific areas of such as health sciences, for example, or medicine. The universities, they offer among themselves and between master and PhD programs more than 2,000 programs in total. So it's very likely that you will find programs at our universities that will match your areas of interest. One important thing about the Caldo and its services is that we advise mostly on master and PhD programs. So if you're interested in undergraduate programs, in bacharelados, we are not the main source of information for you. Find that our services are mostly aimed at master and PhD studies. Our universities also have personalized services, which mean that they will have services directly oriented for international students. Things such as counseling, for example, or academic writing, or psychological services, services that will assist you with connecting with other people from your home country or from your region, in case that's something that you're having some difficulty with connecting. So all of these services that are available at the university campus are a purpose to make your integration at the university the easiest possible. They also assist with, for example, finding suitable housing at the beginning, or they might assist you with getting everything ready for you to have your bus pass or open a bank account. Important element of our universities is that they all have language schools, which means that if the student needs to improve his English or his French, they can do so during their studies. However, please note that whenever you are supposed to whenever you are applying to a program, you always need to meet the minimum requirement of the program, which means that you cannot come to the program the lower level of English than what the program requires, and afterwards take English or French lessons. That doesn't work. However, if you have the need to improve your English during the time that you're here, you can do it in one of the programs at the language schools. Right now, Caldo has agreements is present in 8 countries in Latin America or in Central and South America. As you can see, the Uruguayan flag is there. We have in Uruguay an agreement with ANI. So ANI provides financial assistance for PhD abroad. Last year they provided masters and PhDs. However, this year they are just providing for PhD programs, which means that if you are interested in doing a PhD at one of our universities, you can go and confirm at the ANI website the type of scholarships that they provide. You can also go to our website, and we have a special section there that says finding financing, and you have a direct link to the ANI scholarship information. So let's talk a bit about each of our universities. Let's start with the University of Alberta. The University of Alberta is located in the city of Edmonton. So in Canada, we have provinces, and each province has a capital. So Edmonton is the capital of the province of Alberta, just for general information. And the fact that the province of Alberta is the province for where the most energy resources come from Canada, this university has a huge expertise in the areas of, for example, petroleum engineering. Alberta is one of the top universities not only in Canada but in the world. They have consistently ranked among the 100 best universities in the world, and they are at the top of their expertise in several fields, such as, for example, pharmacy and pharmacology, virus-based diseases, and even dentistry, nursing. So there are a series of areas for which the University of Alberta ranks as one of the best universities in the world. One of the important aspects of the University of Alberta is that it offers a wide variety of programs, and some of the research excellence of the university is listed there. So areas such as energy and environment, health, science and technology in general, public policy and society, and arts and humanities. So the University of Alberta is definitely a wonderful place to study for a variety of fields. In the same province, you find the University of Calgary. So the University of Calgary has consistently been ranked as one of the with less than 50 years. So there is a specific ranking for universities with less than 50 years, and Calgary is among the 50 best universities in that ranking. So in a very short period of time, the university was able to place itself in a very in a position that is very prestigious, taking into account that it's such a new university. The University of Calgary is one of the few universities in the Caldo group where you can find, for example, specific programs such as a PhD in architecture or a master and a PhD in veterinary sciences. So this university has specific fields that you won't find in many of our universities. As the University of Alberta and also as several of our universities, the University of Calgary is extremely strong in the areas of health sciences. It's also extremely strong in the areas of energy and resources. And it covers most of the energy fields in terms of programs, and it has also one of the best departments in terms of neurosciences. Moving to the province of Nova Scotia, we find the University of Dalhousie University in the city of Halifax. It's just beside the Atlantic Ocean and a wonderful sea. The University of Dalhousie is known for its expertise in the fields of oceanography, which means it sits just beside the ocean. So they have a lot of expertise in the fields of change, but in other areas they are also very strong, such as political science and the areas of, for example, what it's called earth sciences. So that has to do in some aspects with geology, geosciences. The University of Dalhousie also has a huge expertise in the fields of energy and most specifically development of batteries. So they have a department that does research with clean energies, and mostly they have an agreement with Tesla, the American sustainable company, for the development of batteries. So low cost but very efficient batteries. Moving to the province of Quebec, we find the Université Laval in the capital city of that province, Quebec City. Quebec City is one of the most wonderful cities that you can find in Canada. It is a city that has both elements of European architecture, so the whole European cities, with modern North American cities. Université Laval is probably one of the universities that offer the most programs from all Calgary universities. They offer a wide variety of programs, both at master and PhD level. They are very strong on the fields of forestry, on the fields of medicine, and also they have, because of so many programs that they offer, they have a huge variety of programs, all available in French. So if your goal is to study in French, this is definitely one of the places to look for information, because they are definitely at the forefront of Francophone universities in the North American region. Moving to the capital city of Canada, Ottawa, you find the University of Ottawa. The University of Ottawa, since it's the largest bilingual university in North America, one of its main characteristics is the fact that they offer the most programs either in French or in English. And in the same program, you can have courses in English and others in French, if obviously you wish to do so. So it's a wonderful choice if you are practicing both languages, both French and English. The University of Ottawa has a huge reputation in the fields of medicine, and also in the fields of law and political studies and political science or public administration. Since it sits in the capital city, the university has developed a lot of expertise in the areas of studies related to government. So it's no surprise that their political science and public administration programs are some of the best that you can find in addition to that, the university also has a huge reputation on the fields of education, and it offers all the programs, or at least all the major programs in the fields of engineering. Going to the city of Kingston, we find Queen's University. Queen's University is a university that was in the news because one of its professors won the Nobel Prize for Physics. The university is the smallest university in the Calgary group, but it is of excellence that are important to highlight. So, for example, they are one of the main universities in cancer research in Canada. They are one of the main universities in the areas of business studies. So everything from management to MBAs, either masters or PhDs, they have a huge expertise in that field. They also have a huge expertise in the fields of engineering and exact sciences. So they offer programs in most of these areas. Queen's University has consistently been ranked as one of the top 10 universities in the world for MBAs. So if that's what you're looking for, this is definitely one of the universities to take into consideration for that particular field. In the city of Saskatoon, we find the University of Saskatchewan. The University of Saskatchewan might be a university that has been somewhat discreet in terms of its name, but it's one of the leading universities in the world for the areas of agricultural and veterinary studies. The University of Saskatchewan ranks as one of the best universities in the world, so within the 100 best universities in the world in the areas of agriculture. That's probably their strongest field, alongside veterinary science, which is also a very strong field from this university. In case you're interested, the University of Saskatchewan is the university that, if you're thinking on, for example, paying your own studies, has some of the lowest tuition fees in Canada. And it's a university that sits in a city that also has a very reasonable cost of living when compared with other major cities in Canada. Waterloo, the University of Waterloo sits in the same name in the city with the same name. University of Waterloo is one of the universities from the Caldo group that has been having the highest boost in recognition worldwide in the last years. The university is ranked at the top of its field in very different areas. So computer science, information technologies, mathematics, engineering. The university has the largest computer science department in all of Canada, and it has also one of the most competitive application or admission process for computer science, because the university has such a high reputation in that field. Obviously, people from all over the world wants to apply to come here to study computer science or areas related to technology. And obviously, it's a very prestigious university, but it's also a university for which competition is very high. The university just doesn't offer programs in the areas of medicine. Outside of that, it offers programs in most of the areas of knowledge. Finally, Western University. Western University is located in the city of London, Ontario. Western is one of the Caldo universities to also have one of the best reputations in the world in the areas of business. So alongside the Queen's, Western has one of the most recognized MBAs in the world. Beside that, they also have a huge of neuroscience. Their Brain and Mind Institute, it's probably one of the best and one of where most of the state-of-the-art research is being done in Canada in this field. And they also have a lot of expertise in the fields of sociology and in the fields of education. The university sits very close to Waterloo, geographically speaking, and also very close to the border with the United States. So now moving from the universities to talk a bit about the Caldo services. So as you can see, trying to navigate the 9 universities to find a program of studies, either a master or a PhD, might not be the easiest task that you can have, especially if it's the first time that you're getting to know the universities and the Canadian academic system. So what the Caldo office does is basically puts you in contact with or put you in contact, or first gives you information about the programs that you're interested in. So let's imagine that you want to do a master in mechanical engineering. But obviously, time that you're considering to study in Canada, you have not done any research before, and you're wondering which universities might offer the master in mechanical engineering. So what Caldo in the first moment gives you access to information. So we will tell you the universities are the ones you're interested in. Please take a look at it and let me know if there's any particular university that you find more interesting. We also provide guidance on location itself, or at least make you understand how the program works. Into a master program in Canada, you have two options. You can apply to either a thesis-based master, a master that involves research, or a course-based master, also known as a professional master. Things like MBAs, for example. There are programs that don't imply that you need to do any research. So you just attend courses, you just go to classes, and at the end you might need to do a very small project, and that's it. However, probably most international students are not aware of these specificities. So we are here to assist you and to make you realize what are the differences and what are the characteristics of the programs that our universities offer. Also, another thing is that when you need to do a thesis-based master, or when you're thinking on applying to a PhD, you will need a supervisor. So you will need a professor to guide your research. And one of the things that you should start investigating from the moment that you're looking for programs is also a suitable supervisor, someone that is studying the field of interest to you. And once again, Caldo aims to provide you access to those resources, to where you can find the professor's profile, for example. For candidates that are considering to bring financing from their home country, so for example, a scholarship from Mani or from somewhere else, we also provide access to our platform that it's basically an online tool that will allow you to get in touch with professors of your interest at any of our universities. So just through a dedicated database, just through a dedicated online platform, you are able to list the programs from the Cal universities that you're interested in, and also you would like to contact, and we will facilitate that contact between you and the supervisors. You need to realize is the following. The admission process for our universities, it's something that might take several weeks. So it's important that you prepare all these things with enough time so that you're not running after professors or running after the admission officers at the university. For you to have an idea, the ideal scenario would be that you would start preparing your admission 6 months before the date where you need to have your letter of admission. So for example, when you're applying to a scholarship such as ANI, you will need to have a scholarship, a letter. Have a letter from the university saying that you were accepted in a specific program. The current deadline for the ANI scholarship is 11. So you need to have a letter of admission. They get a letter. You have time to get all the process done from the moment that you start researching for a program, getting in touch with the supervisor, and getting your letter. So ideally, if you're thinking to study abroad, you need to start thinking and start your process with several months in advance. So just as a summary, the Caldo graduate placement service, so what's there at GPS is the graduate placement service, provides free support, so there's no charge. We are totally available to answer any email that you have, and to guide you in your process at no cost at all. And we will provide you mostly access to information on the university's programs, the application process, and also how to, for example, gather specific documents such as the statement of research, or how your CV should look like. Transcripts you need, so the transcripts are the certificado de notas that you need to provide when you are applying to a program. And talking about that, I would like to take the time to share with you the Caldo website section, where you might find information on some very valuable tools that you can use for. So I will share with the audience some features of our website that will help you get an idea of what you can get right away from our website. So what you're seeing at the screen right now is the landing page of our website. So the landing page has some shortcut menus at the front, so the ones that you see here. And I would advise you to just browse the shortcuts. We have a list of latest news, so our webinar is being listed here as something that is supposed to happen soon. And also, I would like to draw your attention to this section here, Tools to Apply. The Tools to Apply are a series of resources that we have put together based on the most frequently asked questions from candidates. It covers aspects such as if our universities offer language schools, how to find and contact a supervisor, how to write a statement of research. So the statement of research is a document that will introduce you to the supervisor, basically. So it will give them an idea of what you want to do and what you have done before. What is the difference between a course-based master and a thesis-based master? Which is probably the best test of English for you to do. Specificities of Canadian masters and PhDs, how to write an academic CV, international grade equivalencies, and some videos. In here you might find past webinars, for example. So this is one of the research sections that will assist you in preparing, for example, an application. In order for you to apply, steps to apply. These steps to apply give you in 4 basic steps what are the things that you need to do to apply to our universities. The first thing is basically find a program. The second is finding financing. The third is finding a supervisor if you're applying to a research-based master or a PhD. If you're applying to a course-based master or professional PhD, professional master, you don't need this, you don't need a supervisor. And finally, apply to the university. So this is also something that I would advise everyone to read just to get an overview of how things work. And afterwards, in our website, you can find general information about other aspects, such as our universities. You will find information about each of them, and also coming to Canada. Important elements that you should know when you're considering to come here. So coming to Canada, living in Canada, are cities and testimonials. So from testimonials, we have testimonials from all the countries. We have one from Uruguay at this point. We don't yet have a lot of people from Uruguay at our university, so we need more people from Uruguay. They seem to be very good students, so that's always good to have people from countries where the educational level is high. And also another thing that I would advise you is to explore our social media. So we have a Facebook, a LinkedIn, a YouTube, and an Instagram channel. And in here, it's where you will find most of the recent information about what we or our universities are doing. So at this point, I would like to just know if there are questions that you may have based on what was presented. And in the meantime, I will also let you know that the presentation is going to be available to everyone that registered, since it's being recorded on our YouTube channel. So everyone will get the presentation with very high definition. So if you're experiencing any issues with the image or the sound, you are able to have everything in your email box once the presentation finishes. We will send a copy of the link to everyone. So at this point, I would like to know if you have any questions that you would like me to answer, or at least try to answer during this presentation. just for you to know, tomorrow we will have a webinar on questions and answers. So this webinar will be something that will give you the opportunity to ask questions about things that you might be interested in. So the webinar is being advertised in our news and events section at the website, and you just need to access the page in order to register. So it's a very, just go to the news and events and you can register that at the question and answer webinar. I'm going to put in here the link where you can register. So so Lucia is asking, I would like more info about finding financing. Lucia, I'm not sure if you were able to hear the presentation in full. I mentioned that we have an agreement with an agency in Uruguay called ANI. So let me put here our website, and I can show you some information on that, and also I will give you further information on financing in general. So when you go to steps to apply in our website, you have as step 2 finding financing. When you click there, you are taken to the agencies that we have agreements with. So as you can see here, we have ANI from Uruguay. When you click here, you should be redirected to the ANI website where you have information on the scholarships, and they have here Canada. So in Canada, they have Doctorados em Canadá Caldo. For 2017, covering PhD programs. If that's your case, this is a wonderful scholarship for you to, because it will give you access to pay money to pay for the tuition, and also money for you to have for your monthly costs, and it goes up to a maximum of 4 years. Okay. What you're looking for is financing for master programs. I am not sure if in Uruguay there are other sources of financing for master programs. All I can say is that some of our universities and departments, depending on the type of program that you're interested in. So, for example, if you're interested in engineering or another engineering, they might have automatic financial assistance for students programs. So if you get a letter of admission, some of our universities automatically have any other source of financing, obviously. Some funding. However, that is something that needs to be confirmed at the university. At Caldo, we don't have information, detailed information on the financing for all departments at all universities, but at least if you send me an email, I can at least give you